How do you get the courage to take the next step that you think is right?
Well, I think that's where my optimistic attitude came in.
You never foresee failure.
No, I never expected to fail. And I think that was one of the things that really helped. And I think I was able to instill that in an entire group of people, my executives as well as my people. And we were very successful. We had a company that was kind of union-based, but we never had trouble with the union because we could talk to them. And we just developed a very close relationship, I think, was the reason to answer that question.
So it's that optimism, it's that trust of the union workers and of
That's
your
right.
office workers.
Right.
But there's also an amazing ability of the company to adjust to circumstances
Yes.
as they exist. And for example, I know Dr. Sedek, as a political scientist, is interested in the relationships between business and state and government policies. But at some point, not long after your dad acquired the business and came to Atchison, because of government policies, the company was moved into the hospital. What do you remember about that?
Okay. Well, I was involved in that. At that time, I was quite involved in the company. And the point was that Dad reached the point where, toward the end of the Seagram's contract, frankly, when the eventual success was not absolutely certain. And during that time, a profit-making company could be a part of a not-for-profit, which the hospital was, and not pay tax. So obviously there were some tremendous advantages to producing alcohol at a profit and not have to pay tax. So that was the reason, basically, that my dad sold the company to the hospital. That was a tremendously successful deal. We built up a good endowment fund for the hospital, which I know was very important in keeping them in business as time went on. And we had a very close relationship with the hospital. However, the government eventually caught on to the problem and realized that a profit-making company shouldn't be tax-free, and so they changed the rule that a profit-making company, regardless of who they were owned by, had to pay tax. At that time, the hospital wasn't as interested in staying in the business as we were. So Joe and I and a group of about 30 of our executives decided to buy the company back. And we did, to be paid for entirely out of earnings.
And this was, as you read the story, this seems to me this is somewhat of a fateful moment. It's a watershed moment in the history of the company because it really, things could have changed at that point when the hospital needed because of the change in the federal law. And so was that an easy group to bring together to form the entity that then became?
Yes. Again, I think I was very active in selling the idea to them. It was obviously a risk, but we had a good company, and we made up our mind we were going to run it. And we did. And
you didn't have to go into debt for that?
What?
You didn't have to go into debt for that?
Not really. We agreed to pay back the note to the hospital out of earnings.
Yes.
But we did not necessarily have to borrow money, no.